Hello, hello, hello.
Hi there. I am Keith.
And I am Dale.
And we are Ranjo, and we listen to cool albums. And today, Del, what are we going to be listening to today?
Yes.
Yes.
90125.
That's the one. Uh-huh. Yeah. We know this one.
Love it, dude. Key change.
Yeah, the key change right
I saw a video of them doing this live at that time, back in 83, 84, 83 and 84. And they did that key change. They played it out for a while. on the key
Nice.
change and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, that
Well,
was
I
kinda
mean,
neat.
that it's kind of reminded me of the Police or Kate Bush, where they add the little tag at the end and they continue as the song is fading out, they're adding new parts. And so, yeah, it totally seems like a song they could extend for quite a while.
So the band at this point was Alan White, the drummer, Trevor Rabin, the new guy,
And you got
guitarist,
keyboards and
took
guitars,
this.
singer, wrote a bunch of these songs.
John Anderson came in actually later in the project.
Right. Yep. Because
Tony Kaye came in, disappeared, then came back.
right. And then disappeared again.
Of course, the solid guy, Chris Squire, actually,
Yep.
to me, this album was Chris Squire and Alan White and Trevor Rabin.
Right.
Was the main heart behind this album.
Yes.
And then with Trevor Horn,
right on the desk, and
Trevor Horn, the producer, was a big part of this as well.
Oh yes. Well, on that song, especially the sampled horns, the sampled orchestra, all the clean ass production. He had started off, I guess, in the Buggles, and then worked with Yes with Drama, their previous Yes album, which I think me and you agree is the best Yes album ever, which we will get to at some point later. We were just talking about that. When are we gonna do Drama? But this, so he continued on with them only in the producer role, for this album. And
he was a big part of the construction
sound. Oh yeah, from the very beginning. I guess it took about a year for them, at least a year. I guess Trevor Rabin had been working on these songs for several years.
A few of them, there was a lot of the big ones, like Owner of the Lonely Heart was definitely his to bring in.
Yep, right.
In fact, this one, here's a little background on him. In '81, he actually signed a deal with Geffen to do some of his solo work, but actually, with the original intention was in the form of Asia. Now we know Asia was Steve Howe and Jeff Downs coming from the last Yes album,
right?
The form Asia, and
coupling
I guess Rabin was going to kind of be a part of that. Somehow.
Oh,
but he declined that because due to the lack of chemistry, from what I read. And the deal with Geffen fell through. So a guy named Ron Fair with RCA listened to his demo of Owner of a Lonely Heart and said that was going to be a game changer. So he was real. So he offered him an album deal.
Okay.
But he turned that down because at that point I guess through who or anything, I forget who it was, he came across that Chris Squire and Alan White were trying to form a band, Cinema. And he wanted to work with them.
Yes. So they were actually Cinema for a couple of years, right? Kind of while they worked on this. And it wasn't until pretty late in this recording project that they finally decided. I think it was even after they invited John Anderson to come sing for this album that they at that point they still were going by Cinema, but then apparently a couple of A&R people heard John singing and said, "Oh well, this is Yes, man." So
Beck Anderson didn't get involved until I think so. That was about the beginning of '82. When he met up with Chris Squire and Alan White, and it wasn't until about middle of '83 that John Anderson got on board.
Right. This was released in November of '83. So it was sometime after John came on that somebody was like, "Hey, man, come on, let's just face it. Now it's Yes. Now that John's singing."
Here's a weird side note that I either forgotten about or something. Squire and White were going to create a band with Jimmy Page and Robert Plant. XYZ, and Plant didn't like the lyrics in the songs, so he decided to not get involved with it. And I heard that there's actually on some of the later releases of Yes, who we really didn't get into much, so I haven't really caught them in depth. But some of those releases from the XYZ sessions are on those. that they actually had Jimmy
became
Page.
some later.
Yeah, Jimmy Page
Became
actually
some
played
later.
on. Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, like later albums in the 80s?
Yeah.
Like later Yes albums? Okay.
Keys of Ascension or something like that.
Okay. Keys to Ascension. Yeah. Well, you know, that's, yeah, you know, Yes. I kind of always have to call it the Yes Project because, you know, it's always every album, the person will change. And then there's so much drama between all the players and who's mad at whom. And
That's the name of the album, Drama.
apparently so, right? And appropriately so, I guess. It's just yet another example of who's not getting along with whom and, you know, blah, blah, blah.